Hello, it says I'm live. I'm going to check on YouTube very quickly to make sure. My co-host is running a bit late, but she will be here. Yay, we are live on YouTube. Good morning, Everything Exploration. Hello, Klacha. Klacha is going to be planting their own tree today. Which is fine. These trees are always optional for people who have the forest app and want to get pretty trees that they haven't unlocked yet, but that's cool. Hello, A Quiet Life. Hello, Sin. The forest code is up on screen and it is also linked in the chat room. My co-host just arrived, so I'm going to put her up on camera. Hello.
Hi.
So nice to see your beautiful face again.
I know. I've not been on anything, and thanks for waiting for me or being cool about it, because I was definitely FaceTiming with the family and
priorities.
Yeah.
Also, you're not that late. You're a minute late, and that's not even
That's still on time, right?
I mean, I guess for someone in the military, late is late, but to me, I'm like,
yeah. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late.
Yeah. I mean, I have that personally in my head, and my mom has that for a lot of things, but my family's not super stringent about it, and different branches of my family have different opinions on what constitute late, but a minute, I'm fine with you.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the forest code, I looked up what it is in military phonetics. So 4 X-ray, hold on, 4 X-ray November 8-4 uniform Juliet.
There you go. Yeah, I already have plans what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be productive in this first bit because I'm going to go grab food to go during our first sprint and then come back and eat. And then I'll be productive. But I already have documents pulled up on my laptop. I got 4 chapters I can edit in a friend's book. I can edit my second book or second manuscript. It's not a book yet.
I got you.
Yeah. Is it cold there? You got your gloves on and your jacket.
So the thing is that I'm in New Jersey and I love this apartment because I don't know, there's just something very calming, and we're near the water, and there's this great place where I can walk my dog, and it's all great. The insulation here is non-existent. So and my desk is right next to the window because my bed's there and my dog is currently on my bed.
Yeah,
so I to see her.
Always.
She's practically out of frame, but anyway, I'm right next to the window. So if I want to be able to type for a sustained period of time, I told my mom 3 weeks ago, I was like, I know I used to wear fingerless gloves a lot, as a fashion statement, when I was younger, but I lost all of them.
Punk phase or golf phase?
Yeah. And I was like, but I need them now for function, or I cannot do schoolwork, novel writing work, anything. And she was like, okay, so let's buy some. So we got some from Amazon. But yeah, it's just cold. So I'm wearing multiple layers. It's 25 degrees out right now also, and if it was insulated, I wouldn't care, but I'm not insulated. So
I think the high for me here has been, I think it actually did break 100.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But at night, it's I throw on pants at night and a hoodie, a thin hoodie, but still.
Yeah, still a hoodie.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, my dog growls so normally if it's cold outside, she'll growl once, and you pick her up and you're like, oh shush, and then she stops. No, she growled really emphatically. I picked her up and she was still growling all the whole time.
Oh.
The main area to get her dressed, and I was like, I know you're.
Excuse me, this is not suitable.
She's like, this isn't suitable. I'm like, yeah, I know it's not suitable, but you don't go in the house, so I have to take you out.
They do make those puppy pad things. Like there's puppy pads, which is annoying because then you got to throw it away. But then there's also like an outdoor fake grass area that you can put like if you have a patio.
The thing is that she will go on a pad in our apartment in New York because like we tried to train her to do that again. So when we got her as a puppy, she went on pads, and then every trainer was like, oh, you got to train her to go outside. We're like, okay, yeah, obviously. And then every trainer was like, oh, yeah, but once you teach them to go outside, they won't go on the pad anymore. We're like, that doesn't seem right. And it wasn't until years later when we had an amazing dog walker who's an amazing dog trainer also. He's like, that's BS. I'll train her to go on the pad. So he did. But now that we're in New Jersey, she just refuses to go inside. And we're like, whatever. My mom and I switch off, who like takes her out first.
Dog's prerogative.
Yeah. I'm just, we don't have the patience because we tried training her and she was just crying. And we're just like, we had more patience to train her as a puppy than we do now. So,
okay. Let me know if my Wi-Fi is bad at all. Every now and then I hear like robotic audio modulation to our voices.
You're good on my end.
Okay.
You're perfect on my end, so.
We're good.
I think I already said hello to Sin, but hello, Sin. I definitely said hello to A Quiet Life. Good morning, Petra. I'm glad to hear that, Katja. Katja, like at 9 a.m. every single day when they've been coming to my streams, like the internet cuts out for them, basically. And yesterday, they said they think it's because school starts like on the opposite side of town, and like everyone starts.
That makes so much sense. At the same time.
So because it's a Saturday, hopefully that won't happen. Hello, Violet. What are people working on today? I am working on the second book of my new adult sci-fi romance trilogy. I've been texting Natalie a lot. So I know we talked about this when I was still writing the first book, but I forgot what we said. And so she's been great about that.
Luckily, I saved my documents and I just Control F.
Yeah. Well, there are certain things where we texted about this, but I can't remember the exact phrase. I can't search the text message. We can't get the gist. And then, Natalie's going to eat for the first sprint. And I'm going to, I'm going to start the first sprint, actually, I think, pretty soon.
Okay. If I happen to not be back in time, don't worry, I will be. But it's like a 5-minute walk to grab food, but then there's sometimes lines.
Yeah, I know you're not ghosting me. I know that you're getting food, and it's not like a immediate system where you are.
Yeah. I mean, I have like a little kitchenette thing, but kitchenette in the sense of I got a microwave and a mini fridge, and that's it. But I'm sharing it with 2 other people. So
yeah.
Gotcha. And help so that isn't my bed. My bed is up there.
Did you pick, or is it?
No, it was by default because she was here before I was. So, yeah. She might be around. She's working out right now. She works nights and I work days. So,
gotcha.
We're gonna see how this works out.
Ruby, hello. You're here. We haven't started the first sprint, so you're good.
No worries.
The first code is up on screen. It is also linked in the chat if you scroll up, everyone. Yaz is here. Hello. Katja only writes 1 book at a time. I do too. I tried writing 2 at once in July 2020, and I burnt out before I could.
I'll edit a book. I'll edit a book and write 1. But I will say even that was difficult.
I can't draft 2 at the same time.
Yeah. I haven't tried it, but even editing was a nightmare because the first manuscript is first person present tense. The other manuscript that I had, that I was drafting at the time, is third person past tense. So flipping between those was not fun, and I'm sure I have some errors that people will catch.
No, I had a scene for this current book that I wrote in the middle of November when I was writing a different book from years ago that I was reviving because that's what people had voted for on my Instagram. And that other book is first person present, and this one is third person past. And I was like, I can just copy and paste the scene in. And I had, and then I was looking at it yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever. And when I finally reached that part in the story again, and I was like editing it to make sure it fit into what I had written.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is in the wrong tense. I was like, everything else is perfect, but this is in the wrong tense.
You caught it.
Yeah.
You caught it. Every time I catch issues with my work, I had this momentary of like, God, you idiot. But then I go, you know what? This just proves I'm a better writer now than I was when I wrote it.
Yeah. No, but all of a sudden I see it's like I pull my hair in a ponytail. I'm like, that is wrong. I was like, that is the wrong for like point of view and tense for this book. Coronation scene. That's very exciting. I haven't written one. I have to write one of those in the future for a book way down the line, but I haven't written any of those. I'm doing editing.
I haven't done fantasy.
Yeah. I completely forgot a canon plot point. Yikes. Yeah.
Ooh.
Hello.
Hello.
And I'm going to attempt to edit and rewrite some of my short stories to switch up plotting a new idea. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Ooh. I'm going to add the timer to the screen. And
your beautiful timer.
Thank you. Thank you. The code is up on screen. The code is 4 X-ray November 84 Uniform Juliet, and I'm using military phonetics because Natalie is here.
Wait, so do you not use it when I'm not in the chat, or?
Yeah, sometimes I skip it. The normal letter.
Because you always say, well, Natalie's here, so I'm going to use it. And I'm like, does she really not use it when I'm not there?
Yeah, I really don't. I know also if Sage, who is Moon Bunny Creative, is here because she's like, sorry, they're like, oh, I used to work in aviation and we also used it. So now that like I remember that, and it's burned into my brain, I'm like, oh, I'll use it if they're here too. But if neither of you are here in like any capacity, I'm like, yeah, the code is 4XN, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're going to start the sprint. Right. 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. And if that means just getting food and or coffee or whatever, good for you. Hello, that was the end of the first sprint. How did everyone do? I'm gonna get rid of the banner. I'm gonna set up the second sprint forest room now. For those of you who came in late, Natalie went to get dinner and she will be back before the stream is over, probably in time for the next sprint, but if not in time for the next sprint, definitely after that. So I don't know when she'll be back. Actually, I'm just going to do this so that there's no pressure on her. How did everyone do? I believe I already asked that, but I just want to ask it again in case I only did it in my mind. Because sometimes that happens when I have a lot on my mind and I think I've said something out loud and I haven't. I was working on the banners that you can see down below, and just because I decided that I want to have more ways to just get messages out there. The next forest room is 6 Romeo November Papa Golf Juliet Kilo. And that is going to be up on screen. And I will leave a link in the chat. I also got 84 words for this sprint. In the future, though, I'm not going to be counting the words for every single sprint because that slows me down and seems to be counterproductive for me based on what I've learned in 2021. Okay, so during that sprint, or maybe the comment came in right before I started the sprint and StreamYard was just delayed. We had Leo come in, and I told Leo that, yeah, that was the first sprint. Good morning, RK. Hello, Hannah. Hi, Melody, working on another essay for uni. I'm so glad that you're here live. That's awesome. We have 3 more sprints to go today, which is great. And Katja ate food, always good. I haven't finished it, but I'm still working on my breakfast smoothie. I normally do the recipe from the Miracle Morning, which is kale, spinach, berries, and bananas. And the kale and spinach that I had in my fridge, the best by date was a week ago. So my mom was like, let's just skip that and let's just do the berries and banana. Hannah did the dishes. Regina came here. That's totally fine. It's fine. You're here. I love having you here. But I understand that people can't make every single stream, and that's fine. And sometimes waking up is just really, really hard. Ruby got 183. Awesome. 362 for RK. Quiet Life. Put on a second pair of pants and got 376 words down. Awesome. Awesome. Also, what was your card for the day? Mine was the King of Pentacles. But I don't have the card right next to me because I shuffled it back into my deck, so I can't show it to you right now. Managed to edit up to the start of chapter 3. Awesome. I did outline reading to prep my mind for the next sprint. That's awesome. That is great. Woke up, fed the dogs, got dressed. Awesome. 175. Yeah, that is my puppy. I mean, she's 8.5 years old, but I still call her a puppy. And we get her a puppy haircut, and she still acts like a puppy around humans, but the moment you put her next to an actual puppy, she acts like an old lady. Natalie is back. Yeah, she's really
good. And actually, are my headphones? Yes, they are.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Speaking of puppies, the next forest tree that Natalie picked is the dog tree. Because it's only 20 minutes long, we just get the head. But if we did the full 2 hours, which I never do on my streams because that would be hell for everyone, we would get the full dog tree. And let's see, Trinity said hello. Violet is here. Renata, hey. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Got a cup of tea and looked at what I wrote yesterday. Good. I wrote almost 3,000 words yesterday. I quit 70 words short of hitting 3,000 words, but I was just so tired.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I was trying to meet my Scrivener required words if I want to finish my book on the deadline I set. So that I can give alpha
I was
readers.
wondering about that because your website has that counter.
Yeah.
That whole website counter thing. And I'm like, why is she setting such an insane deadline? Then I realized now.
Yeah. I want to be able to give my alpha
there's
readers.
A lot of noise on my end. I might have to mute myself.
No, it's fine. It's not that bad.
Makes sense.
I
keep on forgetting stuff.
Oh, sorry. Two popped into my hands this morning, so I have a princess and paper cups and reverse 7 of wands. Yeah, definitely cups. Yeah. 7 of wands. I'm trying to remember what that means reversed.
Man, I need to get into tarot cards again. I used to when I was younger. But when I was younger, it was just like, hey, this is fun.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing.
7 of wands is giving up. Yeah, don't do that. Don't
never give up.
That.
Failure can only happen if you stop trying.
Yes. Yay! It only needs a little bit over 500 more words to meet their daily goal. So we will start the next sprint in a minute at the 40 mark.
We're going to get there. We will get that 500.
Oh, yes. By the way.
Sorry, everybody. You just got to see me eat.
It's okay. I did the military phonetics again. 6, Romeo, November, Papa, Golf, Juliet, Kilo.
Bravo. You're getting so much better at it.
Thanks. Some of them I had memorized, but I always, for some reason, forget Kilo. And, like, G rarely comes up in these codes for some reason. So I was like, Golf.
Yeah. For me, it was Zulu. I forgot a while back.
That's like the only one I memorized.
I used my kid's name, Zoe.
Yeah. I memorized Zulu because it's Z, and I'm like, that's me. Okay.
Yeah. I was letting my roommate use my VPN, so it worked out. I had to give her the whole password and username.
Gotcha. Okay, we're gonna start the sprint, and we're gonna let
Natalie
in silence. So we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. that was the end of the second sprint. Natalie had some tech issues, but is back.
So. It's just because it's the time of night where everyone's getting on the internet over here.
Yeah.
It's all because everyone in the US is waking up, so now people can talk to their families.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Luckily, my family wakes up early, so I'll talk to them quickly.
Yeah. How are they doing?
Well, I was able to get part of the way through one page of editing another author tutor's book. I was critiquing, and then it turned into editing, and she's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. I'm like, okay. Realize I definitely like editing more than drafting, I think.
I do too. I think revising is my favorite because it's like the perfect in between. But I like revising, editing, revising, drafting, and then editing. Because sometimes I annoy myself with editing. Where I'm like, how did you not?
I dump revising in with editing personally because I just see it because I'm looking at it the same way. I'm reading this. Is it good? If it's not, how can it be good? And that's my thought process moving through.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I kind of do revising and editing at the same time. But like to me, editing is more grammar heavy and revising is just like,
oh, yeah. Well, then I do nothing but revise because my grammar sucks. And I think I just rely on beta readers and stuff for that. Where they go, this doesn't sound right. I'm like, you're right. How do I fix it?
Okay, I'm going to post the link in the chat. People have been posting their progress, so I will do that in a moment. 3 Kilo 9 Victor November.
Victor. Yep. Good job on saying Niner.
I didn't even look at my cheat sheet. That's why I hesitated on the V. The link is in the chat if people want to join the forest room. Haley came in. Klacha needs 1,333 words by Sunday night. Well, we have 2 more sprints after this, or 2 more sprints after the one we just finished. And then I have sprints tomorrow, and I'm sure there are other people hosting sprints on AuthorTube.
There's sprints galore. That's the whole reason to follow a lot of AuthorTubers is so that you always have an option for sprinting, especially get people in different time zones.
Yeah, so I know Catherine Faye, Kathryn Faye, Faye, who is on my channel. Was it 2 months ago at this point? She hosts sprints at like in the middle of the night.
Like witching hour.
I think like midnight to 3 a.m. or something, Eastern Standard Time.
And didn't she say she started it just because she couldn't find one?
Yeah.
And she started it. And then people came going, yo, there is one. She's like, well, that's why I started it, because I could find
Exactly. One. Yep. Yeah. So I don't remember the exact time. I know but it's late. It definitely covers 1 a.m. I'm pretty sure, and probably 2 a.m. Yeah. So just look her up if you need extra sprints and you write that early or that late, whatever that matches up
Eastern
for you.
Time.
Yeah. Eastern Time, and then whatever the equivalent is if you're in a different time zone. Also, I think Sarah Sutton is hosting ones on Sunday, or no? Did she switch to only Thursday this month?
I know a lot of people with the new year, they're changing up like their channel.
I know. Yeah,
like because you talked about wanting to go Twitch, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm going to start doing Fridays on Twitch. She's not one of the people who's moving to Twitch. After this week, like after tomorrow, or actually, I don't think Sage streams tomorrow. So next week, Sage is moving primarily over to Twitch as Moon Bunny Creative also. So yeah. Haley came in, Violet got 327. Melody completed my essay introduction. I thought you said completed my essay, and I was going to be like, wow, in a single sprint, but that's great. Hoping to reach the first draft of my conclusion tonight. Yeah. Yes. I believe in you. 78 words, spent more time reading and figuring out what I need to do than editing this time. Awesome.
Hey,
Nothing.
brainstorming counts as work.
Yes. 570. Congrats. Klacha got 192. How's your internet, Klacha? Was your assumption that it's the score that messes it up correct? Ruby got 200. That was me saying the New Forest room. No one has clicked on, surprisingly, or joined. Says they can't find the room and so it doesn't exist. What? Did I type in? Oh my God, I'm an idiot. I wrote 3K instead of EK. My bad. It's EK.
No. Echo.
But oh my God, I misread it because I did it really quickly. Okay, thank you, everyone.
I feel like that's happened before where we mixed up over.
Okay. Echo Kilo 9 Victor N. My bad. November. Victor N. Victor
so
November.
Close.
I'm so sorry, everyone.
Hey, but they figured it out. Like, we communicated, and now we can get through the rest of the comments, and hopefully by then people will be in the room.
Yeah, no, everyone was commenting saying, like, we can't get into the room. And I'm like, I hadn't reached that yet. My apologies. That's the first time that's happened in a while for me, though. So normally I'm really good. I think it's because I just looked over really quickly.
It's because you're cold right now. That's why.
Yeah, my brain is like, we don't need to read this code. We need to keep you alive. Okay, people are in the forest room. We will start relatively soon. I've sold 20 copies of my newly released book, which is really cool.
Yay! I was wondering if you're going to like track that or if you're avoiding looking to see numbers. And
I mean, I'm just curious. Like, it's good. So I'm just looking. Like, I think if I had zero multiple days, I would be like, you know what? I'll just check at the end of the month like I normally do. But because I've been getting good numbers, you know, even if it just stays at 20 for the rest of the month, I'd be like, I sold 20 books, like right off the bat, basically. So
I mean, legit.
The code is.
And as someone who's read it, it's totally worth it.
Thank you.
I can't wait to read the next one, honestly.
I'm so excited about what I've already written for the first 5 chapters that I finished yet. I finished the 5th one yesterday.
Oh, you're on the 5th
Part of me
already?
wants to send it. Yeah. Part of me wants to send you those 5, but then once you reach the end, you're going to be like, where's the rest, woman? And
I'm going to be hounded. No, but then I will push you to reach your deadline. I'll be like, hey, Sarah, come on, make it happen.
Come on, I need more.
But also I'm pushing myself. I mean, I'm editing this book, but I need to edit my manuscript because it was more like a 0 draft. So I needed to make it a first draft.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, I'm enjoying it. I'm falling in love with the story again. Coming back in, I realize how fun I've had with it because it's not as dark as my first manuscript. But it being sci-fi, I really can't wait. And because I'm sorry I didn't ask you, but you're going to be my beta reader or alpha reader, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, no. I signed up for it. I already said yes.
Okay.
I already said yes.
Like, you don't really have an option. I'm just going to email it to you and it will appear.
And
I'll shoot you a text.
Sure. But I did already sign up for that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to start the sprint.
Yes,
because I need to write if she wants me to send her the first 5 chapters. So,
dude, yes. There's not even a question.
Okay, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. Natalie, I'm going to send you the first 5 chapters.
It's set now. It's time.
That was the end of the third sprint. We have one more to go. This time I'm going to enter the code correctly for everyone. The first try.
Hey, well, we will decide that after the code's entered.
Okay, this one actually does start with a 3 this time.
Double check. Smart.
Papa 2, Papa, Golf, Yankee. Shoot, I forgot what M is.
Mike.
Thank you. I had all of them without having to look, and then I forgot an obvious one.
I do the same thing. Sierra is one that I forget sometimes.
I'm gonna paste the link into the chat. Okay, as I'm typing it out though, for the link, I'm just gonna say the letters. 3P2PGYM.
I'm like making up a story just based off the code. I'm like 3 people, 2 pilots go to the gym. I don't know.
You said pilots, and I'm like, I was gonna go with puppies. So clearly,
you hey, puppies are better. Nope, I vote puppies. We're going with puppies. So 3 puppies, 2 people go to the gym.
Yeah,
because we always need more puppies than people.
Yeah. Yes. Where is my stretch hydrate? I have all these banners, and I'm like, I gotta scroll and find the correct ones. People are in the forest room.
Yay!
The forest code is up on screen, but because the link is in the chat, I'm actually going to show a different banner where, you can support me or hire me on Ko-fi. Coffee. I know it's supposed to be pronounced coffee, but I can never read it as coffee on the first try.
I thought it was like Ko-fi or something, like Wi-Fi, Ko-fi.
Well, it's it's a different website that's similar to buymeacoffee.com, but because you can also set up monthly subscriptions, kind of like Patreon.
Yeah,
I like this one because I feel like it's the best of everything. Because someone can do a one-time tip, which you can't do with Patreon. So, but if you want to hire me as an editor or to critique a query or manuscript or a bunch of other things, you can hire me through there. It used to be through my website.
If you're questioning whether to go to Zara for critiquing your query letter, go watch her video where she critiqued query letters, and you will understand she knows what she's talking about.
Oh yeah, that was a live.
It's totally worth it.
That was a live stream a while ago. I have in my calendar other ones planned for to give people about a month, I think, or 2 weeks, to rework their whatever they submit to me for PitMat and PitchMat and PitchWords.
Oh, that's a smart idea.
But to have it close enough to the openings of those seasonal events.
Yeah.
So that people I'm not just doing them randomly. I'm checking my calendars.
Yeah, I like when it's tied to something and everything.
Yeah. So they had okay. So the website when I scheduled these hadn't uploaded the 2021 dates for Pitch Wars yet, but I will be doing Pit Mad query critiques for free. February the 20th, May 22nd, and August 21st to coincide with the Pit Mad seasons. And then once they announce when Pitch Wars is up, I will do that again. I will add that to the calendar, but I haven't checked recently to see if they've updated that.
Depending on feedback from sensitivity readers, because right now I got it with 2 people, I might query this year. I don't know.
That would be so exciting.
I'm so scared and nervous at the same time, but at the same time, it's not going to stop me from trying. It's the getting yourself in the mental space of putting yourself out there, being that vulnerable.
Yeah, I think since doing, like, even before I was a literary agent assistant, I was an editorial intern for a lot of smaller publishers. So I was kind of also acting as like a literary agent and like seeing what
Choosing
I thought
what
have to go through. Yeah, and I think since being on the other side of the equation, it actually made me less nervous about the idea of querying if I ever decided to in the future. But I mean,
that's cool.
For now, I'm self-publishing everything that I have planned.
Yeah,
but
it's okay. I fully accept that because now I don't have to wait as long for the story. So please continue.
Yeah, I was compiling it, and I realized that when I was compiling, I was like, wait, I have 2 things labeled as chapter 5, which means that I finished chapter 6 yesterday, not chapter 5.
So you could send me the first 5 chapters if you wish.
Yeah, I mean, I sent you the
good breaking
6.
point.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that works too. No pressure.
I them all out the door.
Because I'm working like 10, 11, sometimes 12-hour shifts. So
yeah,
like,
the fact that you're here
I'll get to it.
at all as a co-host right now is magical to me. So thank you.
Well, I knew today was going to be my day off.
Okay.
So, and then plus I was able to get everything I needed to early this morning. So I've already worked out. I did yoga, ab workout, and like threw away my trash, cleaned my blaze.
Yeah.
Slowly getting there. I will here, let's go through the comments because someone made a comment and I'd rather you get to it naturally before we go through. But I see some people have some good numbers on their word counts.
Okay. Space Ranger, is that the comment you want me to naturally get to? Because I don't know what it is referring to.
No. And when were we talking about Space Rangers? Or something like Space Rangers?
I don't know.
Were we talking about pilot? Maybe when we were talking about pilot?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, because we were making up the story for the code.
The 3P2PGYM. And now that we made up a story, I got the code stuck in my head.
Oh, the word they're searching for. Okay. I can't say because they're preschool toys present. Oh. Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay. Gotcha. Just stumbled across
reference. Toy Story.
That is always really satisfying. Yeah. 520. You killed it that sprint. I didn't write many words that sprint. Actually, that's not true. I wrote 0 words that sprint because I was texting my roommate who was in China because we were just catching up with each other.
Between the last 2 sprints, I've read 465 words. Actually, probably a little bit more because I'm editing, so I'm taking out words and adding. So,
but awesome. 300 words for Violet, 0 words for Klacha, like me, 82 for Ruby, and editing stress. I'm sorry to hear your stress, but it is editing, so can't do much with that. To avoid it, basically. 306 for Petra, awesome. How do you find sensitivity readers? So I don't remember how many months ago this was at this point, but I had she hasn't started an AuthorTube channel yet. But Shanice Littlejohn, who is a member of Keelan Rivers, the Sprint Squad Discord, I will leave a link to that actually in the chat, which is, just a group of fellow authors who support each other and post their AuthorTube videos, but also schedules crazy sprint days. I'm leaving a link to that in the chat once I tell it to not expire. She was on my channel, and the 2 of us were answering Keelan Rivers questions as part of a past AuthorTube virtual retreat all about sensitivity readers, because I'm a freelance editor, and in my editing, I bring up anything that I notice, but Shanice is an actual sensitivity reader, and we talk about what sensitivity readers are. and how to find them and why one sensitivity reader is not
It's a
necessarily.
great live stream if anybody wants to find it.
Yeah, I'll find that on my YouTube channel too, and leave a link for that.
Because the live stream now, and I remember what they said in it was, you want to pay for sensitivity readers. Now, I'm in a situation where I'm not really able to pay, but luckily people have reached out. And for me, sensitivity readers I need for my first manuscript is about therapy. Well, I'm not a therapist. I'm not licensed or anything. So I needed a sensitivity reader from people who are licensed in therapy or whatever you want to call it, to make sure that I'm depicting that correctly. So luckily, people were nice and they're doing it for free. And I got 2 people that are like certified reading. And I got them doing it. But otherwise, you want to make sure that the person has the background.
Yeah.
You're not going to have it. I remember in the live stream, it was like, don't get a sensitivity reader that's not even the ethnicity or the job or whatever you're needing a sensitivity reader. They must have experienced it or know it. So like, don't get someone, if you're looking for somebody with a gender specific gender mindset or a specific sexuality and everything, they should have that factor. And it's better to have a sensitivity reader and the sensitivity reader going, why are you talking to me? Like, your story's fine, than to not have one.
Yes. Yeah. That was a good summation, but I did leave a link to the live stream in the chat for people who want to.
Trust me, what I just said doesn't absolve you from watching the live stream. Watch the live stream, but completely worth it. It was a great discussion going on.
Thank you, Natalie.
I'm glad you found it. And apparently, I watch your videos a lot more than I thought I did. Because every video we talk about it. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this was said.
Yeah. So also, I like finding sensitivity readers. You can Google them, but you want to read reviews for them. Yeah. And Shanice is pretty good, but Shanice mentioned multiple times in that live stream that I wouldn't be able to read for the Asian American experience. And I was like, I obviously couldn't read for the Black experience, but we're both women. So maybe we could both read for the female experience, but at the same time, we're both different because intersectionality is a thing. So my sensitivity reading past wouldn't be the same as hers. So we did emphasize that you should be paying your sensitivity readers if possible, because it is a lot of emotional work on top of editing type of stuff in a way for a sensitivity reader to be doing. So you shouldn't expect a sensitivity reader will do it for free. But at the same time, to find sensitivity readers, you should ask within your writer circles if they know of sensitivity readers or if someone would be willing to be a sensitivity reader for you. Do
I remember there's actually a certification?
Yes. Well, there is, but I don't remember the exact specifics because Shanice didn't say what hers specifically was. Like I mentioned, I'm not a certified sensitivity reader, but I do sensitivity reading rolled into my editing services because I've been exposed to a lot of stuff, so I can try and do surface level stuff, but I'm not, unless it's about stuff that's related to my identity. So whether that's being asexual or demisexual or being Asian or adopted or in America and things like that. I can't be a sensitivity reader, but I can be this is not cool in today's political environment. Yes. And I can call that.
But being a good writer is recognizing where your shortfalls are. Zara, you don't know everything about the military, not that I do either. But you were like, hey, do me a solid, help me here. And then we started texting about it the whole time. So in a way, I'm a sensitivity reader on that aspect, but just because I know about the world somewhat doesn't mean I'm as well versed, because even you could have 2 sensitivity readers and they have completely opposing views on your writing. So it's not a done deal, but it's at least doing your due diligence as a writer.
Exactly.
It's art. It's, at the end of the day, it's art. You're not going to please everyone, but you need to show an effort that you're trying to be as accommodating as possible.
Yeah, exactly. And with that, I think we'll get off the soapbox and we'll do our fourth and final sprint. And then we'll run a little bit over the top of the hour mark, but it'll just be basically to wrap up at that point. So everyone get ready, and we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. that was the end of the final sprint.
Yay!
I did no writing during that period. Instead, I was just using Canva to create the graphics that I've been using to share and keep myself accountable with how many chapters I've done in my story.
Accountability, I feel like, is so important. Like,
oh my God, so
once you put it out in the universe, you're like, well, now I have to do it.
yeah,
Such a great motivator.
That's why I love the My Book Progress widget for WordPress, which is what you were talking about. You're like, oh, I see it on our website. Why does she have this, crazy deadline? And I
Well,
can
it's actually in your newsletter, and then I went to the website because you had the bar, and it said 14% last I looked.
Yeah, I've
been busy.
I'm now at 24%.
Woo!
And I'm hoping that by the time, I'm pretty sure that by the time my next newsletter goes out on Tuesday, I'll be past 25%.
Oh, yeah.
But for people who are wondering, these are the graphics that I've been posting on my Instagram. And it's like the first half of the novel is on one color and the other side's on the other. Just because that's what the template was. But I made the colors similar to what the cover of this book is going to be. And then I'll do the same thing for when I'm writing the third book.
And just seeing the like cover reveal with the peel back a little bit for Bitter Blood, I'm like, because if it's anything like the cover of Obscuring, I think you said there are some similarities to show, but
there are some similarities. There's one big difference between every single cover, but I can't really say what that difference is without.
It's okay. We'll see it.
Yeah. Let's see.
Well, I was able to be the most productive there, which means maybe after this stream, I'll be able to continue this, but I was able to read 624 words, edit, read, critique for this person's story. I'm still in the second. She sends me 5 chapters at a time, so I'm in the second one. But it's okay. Progress is progress. Yeah. Technically, it's chapter 12 because I've critiqued up to now, but she's sending 5 at a time. And I'm doing good, but I'm also leaning towards, we're talking about sci-fi and stuff, and this is like urban fantasy kind of, which I don't mind. I love reading. But now I really want to edit my sci-fi novel. Like I really want to. I want to get it like ready for at least a few alpha readers. We'll see.
I'm going to remind everyone to stretch and hydrate, save your work and like the stream as we're doing this wrap up. And final go through comments and things like that. So Klacha said they are willing to be an MTF sensitivity reader for anyone who needs that. Hannah said
that. By the way, I had to look up what MTF stood for. I did not know. And I don't want to say it out loud in case I'm wrong either.
I knew what it was. For anyone who's wondering, it's male to female transition, basically.
Yes. Okay. So I was right in my Google search.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. I'm going to have to find sensitivity readers for my sci-fi novel because, like, my main character goes into a world where there is no gender. Like, it doesn't matter.
I would ask Sage if they would be willing to.
Ooh.
Because Sage is non-binary.
Ooh, I might try that.
Dal is here. Hello. Thank you for dropping by, Gio. Hello. Yes, I have different books on my Ko-fi page. The 3 books that kind of look similar to each other with couples on the front, they are all part of the Belgrave Legacy trilogy. And you can also tell that by like the font of the covers. The Belgrave Legacy is first, and then Unmoored, which is the blue one, and then Taming the Alpha is the green one. Technically, they're all standalones, but the later 2 reference what happens in the first book. So you might like it. There's no real reason not to read them in order. And then Regina got me a coffee on the site, so thank you. And we'll be ordering a signed paperback in the future. Great.
It's on my list. I got like 150 Amazon dollars for Christmas, and I'm like, I got like a list of books.
If you get my books through, if you get a signed paperback through my coffee page, you automatically get a tarot card that I had designed of my characters from that trilogy. But because you have an Amazon gift card, if you buy a paperback, Natalie, I'll just send you tarot cards separately. But I'll need your, then we can do that.
You twisted my arm.
I know. I got you good. 283 words for Violet. Awesome. Today's been a slow start. That's okay. I mean, I only wrote 222 words for that whole stream because the second two sprints I wasn't writing, because the second to last one I was texting my roommate who's in China, and she found out that I was getting tested for COVID and was like, "Oh my God, are you okay? Are you dying?" And I was like, "Well, no, but yeah, I'm waiting." I should know that by Monday or Wednesday, so I'll keep everyone updated.
Yes, please do.
And then,
I hope
and then this
going well,
I was making the graphic. Jasmine, 278 words of world building. That's great. 195 for Ruby and finished editing. Yay! And can get back to writing. 277 for Melody. Awesome for the essay, which means that you're closer to getting to your conclusion. Katja, yes, you are a self-published author.
Yay!
That's exciting. Good morning, just got here in time for that sprint. Probably only 50 words. Folk horror. That's an interesting genre. It's probably something that like I'm able to read, because I get scared by everything. But that sounds really cool. And if it's like The Witch, the movie, that's what I imagine folk horror to be. So please correct me if I'm wrong.
That is
237. Oop, comments just jumped. My bad.
God, what story did I read recently? I think it was Doll's story.
Oh.
Where it to me, it had a folk horror because there was kind of a horror element, but it was also a whodunit. And I'm sorry, Doll, if it wasn't your story, because I read a lot more than I think I do, but less than I think I should.
505 and 504, so awesome. Didn't finish dialogue before the turn though. That's still really close.
Yeah.
Kasha, what is the book called?
Yes, do share.
I would say put a link, but it won't let you. So just tell me the title and I'll link into the chat for everyone. Did I miss it? Because people are talking about, the graph, my graphic. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I like Canva a lot.
That's the downside of the comments. Some of the comments are like from a topic that was about 3 minutes ago, and we have such short memories.
Yeah. I use Canva mostly for my social media stuff. Like if it has a book cover on it, sometimes I'll have used BookBrush actually, which is kind of like Canva, but more specific for book stuff. And then also like everything to do with my young adult paranormal romance trilogy, that's normally stuff I do in Photoshop just because I already have the template set up.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, so The Witch is for folk horror. I forgot about Midsummer and Hereditary. The funny thing is, though, is that those are the three movies that I told myself that if I could ever get over the fact that I knew I'd be scared, I would watch them. But I'm still too scared of being scared to watch them. But apparently folk horror would be like what I'd be okay with. What I think I'd be okay with.
I don't know. It's I don't like I kind of like what I would call, and I'm sorry because I can't think of how to describe this without cussing, but mind fucks.
You can you can totally
okay. But like that when the story's done, you're going, wait a second, like whoa, and you got to like reflect on it. And to me, that's like Midsummer. Maybe like, what did I just watch?
Yeah. I'm typing in Paint by Judy Finch. Oh, I found it. Okay. I found it. I also
Yay.
can't find it on the US Amazon store, which is strange. I only see it on the Canadian, which is a bit strange. But here is the link to people. Jez says, "Don't worry, I'm a scaredy cat too." Okay, that makes me feel better. Sin, it maybe is less of a scaredy cat because they said that Midsummer didn't do anything for them.
It's funny. I'll watch like the Killer Next Door type movies, and I'm not fazed. I'm just like, man, that kind of sucks. But then I watch paranormal something or other, like Poltergeist or The Exorcist, and I'm like, I gotta watch a Disney film right after.
Well, what's so weird, and my mom always thinks this is freaking hilarious, which it basically is that all the shows that I watch, like love to watch, are like horror. Like, to me, I'm like, oh, they're paranormal. So, like, are getting their hearts ripped out. That is horror. Like, I watched like Vampire Diaries, the originals, Supernatural, which like was more horror than the other ones, even though it's called Supernatural. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Penny Dreadful. Yeah, it's like all these shows that has some horror, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
To me, shows are different, but I think it's because shows can devote more into character development, so you're not as scared. Like, you're invested on these characters, and you're scared for the characters, but you're not like scared. It's not jump scares.
But also, I think like for me, like I had read the Vampire Diaries, and like even though they were going off script for the originals, it's like I knew enough about, like I could kind of expect what was going to happen. And then with Supernatural, even though it was a Monster of the Week before they decided to go for overarching plot lines starting in, it might have even been the end of season 2, but definitely in season 3 and hereafter, which I wasn't a huge fan of. I missed the Monster of the Week thing that they had going. Like the CW like had a formula for like their horror supernatural shows where it's like it would open, a monster would attack, you go to like the main characters having their normal day, and then stuff would happen. It's kind of the same way that NCIS does, like first shot.
Yeah.
Someone discovers
that's kind of the way Sabrina has been doing it. Like, you see these creatures and somebody dies.
Yeah.
And that's especially this most recent season. I'm on the last episode, like the last 30 minutes of the last episode.
I cried so much during that last episode. I cry. I either cry like a baby or I don't cry at all. But yeah.
I didn't cry. I haven't cried because there was the which was, by the way, hold on.
Yeah, talk around.
So I'm just gonna say it was kind of funny where they almost broke the fourth wall, but they didn't break the fourth wall in the sense of they made comments of like, yeah, writers will always like kill.
I know that episode was really funny.
And like they were naming everything that writers and shows do for finales and stuff. And I'm like, are they poking fun at themselves or other people or
probably all of the above.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hereditary like scared the crap out of me. Like the trailer alone.
I don't think I've seen that.
Me too. I mean, I don't know if you want to, given it says being a mom.
Oh yeah, no. So one that I will not watch after my husband watched it, and I don't want to see it. It's God, what was the movie? It had a whole bunch of big names in it. I'm pretty sure it had Jennifer Lawrence in it.
Oh, Mama.
It might have been called Mother. Or
was it Mother or Mama?
I want to say Mother, but she had a baby, and
I actually think that there were two different ones. Okay, no. Maybe. Mama was one that was not with Jennifer Lawrence, and then there was one with Jennifer Lawrence.
I think it was
okay.
Mother,
they're both horror.
And Mother ended up, according to my husband, he had to actually look it up when he was done watching it, but it was supposed to be a commentary of retelling of Jesus and somehow religious, but yet it wasn't religious, and I don't know. But he told me the scene of after the baby's born, what happened, and I was just like, nope, I'm good. I'm happy. I don't have to see it.
Klasha went through the entire creation of their book on their channel, so if people are interested in that, they should do that. The link to their book is here. Again, I could only find it on the Amazon Canadian store. So I don't know if it's like taking time to upload to the US store. Klacha, you'll have to like say in the comments whether or not you've published it there and it's just not there yet. Sin is a horror geek. Okay, yeah, I got that feeling when you were like, Midsummer didn't do anything for me. I did watch it chapter 2 a while back. Clowns are like the only thing that really scares me.
That was mostly jump scares for me, and I
don't see the thing is that I don't think scares period, but apparently if it's within the context of a show, I'm more okay with
it. Yeah. Well, and like I said, it shows a more character development, so you're invested in other aspects than just being scared. Now, in the Insidious series, that scared me, and then The Haunting of Hill House for me was scary as a show.
See, I am considering watching that because I've read what it's based on, but but like that story really effed me up too. So part of me is like, well, why do I want to?
Yeah, I will say, okay, if you don't want to be scared, Hill House is scarier than Bly Manor. Bly Manor is more like narrative. It's not as scary. It has scary elements, but it's more.
Yeah, they are different. Mama has Jessica Chastain. I couldn't remember, but I had a feeling that they were different. And Mother is the one that Natalie was talking about with Jennifer Lawrence. Melody says, I watch scary films during the day with the volume low and occasionally tilting the laptop screen back so I can't see it properly. I had difficulties getting through it. Yeah. The Jim Carrey as the Grinch, the image of him still scares me because it scared me as a little kid. And I used to walk into like the VCR and then it converted to DVD, like rental store that was near us whenever my mom wanted to go. And I would have my mom drag me inside because she wouldn't leave me out on the street in the city. She'd pull me in and I'd go like this so I couldn't see it. And I just keep my eyes closed the entire time. My mom was like talking to the person to like get her DVDs and stuff.
Makes me think of haunted houses. I don't do haunted houses.
Oh no, I don't do haunted. I have a cousin who was like, "Oh my God, Sleep No More is so amazing," and I'm like, "I don't want people touching me. No." Because it's like a haunted house where they actually reach out and touch you, and I'm like, no.
No. So I've learned over the years that when I get scared, my reaction is to punch. So I'm one of those people. I'm not saying I punch hard because I really don't. I kind of suck at it. But my reaction is to fight back.
I mean, my reaction now would be to elbow someone probably in the nose. But like when she told me, I was like, I'm just going to stay away from it altogether.
Yeah.
Jez says, I'm terrified of clowns thanks to it as a kid, but now I effing love them and have them all over the house. Go figure. My poor kids are in for it. I'm glad I'm not your child. We're going to wrap up soon, I promise. I'm just trying to get to the end of these comments. Regina says, I was watching a horror movie and getting really scared too. Then we realized none of the dogs were barking, so it wasn't real. I was writing a paper for my abnormal psych class at this point. I think it was 3.5 years ago. It might have been 4 years ago. And it was, I was writing about, the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath. And the distinction has been changing and kind of been going away, actually, according to like the DSM, which is like the Bible that all psychologists and psychiatrists use to diagnose people. But anyway, I watched Silence of the Lambs by myself. And I was like, you're scared of everything, but you watch Silence of the Lambs by yourself? And I was like, well, I read the book, so it's less scary to me.
Yeah, the book is kind of like reading the book to me is helpful because in a book you can pause it, it's easier to put down. Whereas in a movie, you're like, I can't grab the remote. What am I going to do? Have the remote like ready like this the whole time?
But
whereas
also
a book, it's easier to stop.
Also, if I've read the book, I have spoilers for the movie, basically. And like my brain will be meaner to me at imagining visually what I'm reading than a movie ever. So it's like, I'm fine. Since the original It Was Scary clown was the one with Tim Curry. But as far as the movie goes, they're okay and rely on hears a lot. I heard that from my ex, who was like a horror fanatic. So I heard that differentiation too. Okay. I feel so bad for those poor kids who get surprised by the Grinch while doing their Christmas photos. Yeah. No, Jez, I never want to visit you. I'm sure you're very nice, but I never want to visit your house. Once my dog watched part of a horror movie, she starts barking at the screen before running off. God bless her.
Oh.
Yeah, he is the best Hannibal Lecter. It's a shame that they didn't do
actors to me.
They did Red Dragon, but shit, what was the third book called? Because there are 3 in the trilogy. And I can't remember what the third one was, but I don't think they ever made that one into a movie. Anyway,
but to me, like an actor where you can't look at that actor the same, that's impressive. Like they did well in their acting. If you can't even look at that actor the same after the part they played.
Well, it's like once people were like, "Oh yeah, Anthony Hopkins was Odin in like, you know, the MCU," and I'm like, "Yeah, but he's Hannibal Lecter." Like. Okay, so that's going to be the end of the stream. I believe I've reached the end of the comments. Thank you to everyone who's here. Thank you to everyone who stuck around an extra like 30 minutes because we were talking about horror. That was unplanned, but it was fun. And to get it out of my system, I'm probably going to watch a bunch of grisly murders that happened on NCIS, but they're old episodes, so I know what happened, including dialogue. Oh, there are 4 books. I read all of them. It's been a while, so I couldn't remember how many books there were, all the titles. But yes, so thank you to everyone who was here. For those of you who don't know, I realized that we didn't give Natalie an introduction at the start. My bad. Natalie is an author tuber who makes awesome videos and vlogs, and you should check her out. She's also doing Mill Wordy like I am. But I think your Mill Wordy is better than mine because she's also counting like reading and critiquing and reading and critiquing words. I am counting editing words as well. So I don't need to differentiate that between us. But her vlogs are
critiquing words is giving me the most.
Yeah. So her channel is linked down below. She's also my great alpha reader for my currently recently released new adult sci-fi romance novel on my current WIP, which is the sequel in that. And I hope everyone had a good time, and I will see you all back here tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time when I will be joined by Madeline Monahan, who is another author tuber.